Hello, and welcome to the No One Left commentary. I am the co-writer, director, producer of No One Left. My name is Morgan Hamilton Lee, and with me I've got Brendan Smith and James Carr Nelson, my co-writer and director and star of the film. Today we're going to watch the movie and pause at various times during the film and see where it goes. And we're just going to reminisce about this wonderful experience we had. Right off the bat, 6 different production levels.
We return with breaking news. There has been a sudden outbreak of an unknown pathogen in the Tri-County area. Sources have no idea where this disease first appeared, but we are told it is bloodborne. If you have had any contact with sharp materials or have any open wounds, we urge you to visit a nearby hospital. We are waiting on further information.
The Carefree, Arizona is a real place that I wanted to emulate, and the town of Carefree, the little logo that we have, was made for this film. I thought that was a very fitting place to have this take place.
Can you hear me? It's going to be okay. Just breathe. You're not alone. Not anymore. I'm right here. I love you. Now wake up. Why do you do this?
There's no bullets in there. It's empty. You've always hated guns.
I walk away. All the things I had to say and never realized.
All the text in this is James's handwriting, and I know that there are some situations where people will write an alphabet and then use that alphabet and just sort of plug it into wherever you need it to be. James took the time to write out every single credit, and then we put it in each of these. I really like that each letter is different, and I think it makes it feel a little bit more unique than some other handwritten letters that you see in other films.
That was always a pet peeve of mine. Somebody that has double letters in their name and a lot of the same letters throughout their name. Mm-hmm. It's always annoying when you see something really cool about how they drew that letter, but then it's repeated exactly the next time you see it. It just loses its magic. And not gonna lie, that was the most handwriting I did in a long time. I don't know what that says about me, but I don't write that much by hand.
When you first saw the poster, that it was weird to see your handwriting all in caps because you don't usually write in caps.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that I did that just because of the time between writing it and seeing it, and kind of looks a little bit familiar. And they're like, "Oh, whoa, wait, that was me." All right, yeah. But yeah, having it in all caps, that's also not my normal style. So yeah, it was cool to see though.
And the opening sequence that we have there with the gun to his head, there's deleted scenes that I've specially taken out to be included in this package. One of them is the extension or the original version of that, because that was trimmed significantly from the original.
I would say that was kind of tough, especially the first couple times. Even though you know it's empty, you just double check. Even though you saw it just a few minutes before, no one else has picked it up. You just it's an unnatural feeling, at least for me, to pull the trigger with it at my head. So
everything was double checked, but that was not a prop gun.
It was a real gun.
Yeah, that was a real gun.
All the days that were lost that I regret.
How many more of those do you have?
Also, I don't know if I have given enough credit to those solar panels that we made, because we were gonna try at one point to get like some actual scrap solar panels, but just didn't work out. So we decided to handcraft those CDs in on boards, and I still really like it. I'm just not sure if it reads as well as it was intended to, but I still think it looks really cool, and that's another thing that I seem to keep forgetting to mention. So
Hey, and also it charged the camera battery like what 2 times, so that counts for something, right?
exactly.
Plus, it also reads into the whole DIY feel of this. Not only is it a super low budget indie movie, but also, you have this man living alone, doing everything himself.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
The set design right here I think is really nice. So when you see like in the bathroom, there's like both male and female products, and like obviously I'm just living there, so it kind of plays into like, damn, I'm like missing my girl.
Totally.
Okay, here we go. Today's gonna be the day. Maybe try the pile of wires again? Or that dumpster full of old radios? What about that bridge you walk across?
Here we go again. It seems we've been down this road, my friend. And I know you say you're losing sight. It's too dark to be out here at night. And I know that it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. And it's alright. It's alright.
Okay. The montage. So
Love it.
that was I definitely love how that turned out after like 17 different edits of it, but that was definitely not originally in the script. That was one of the major changes that happened after we screened for the crew the 25-minute version of this. Everyone was like, something needs to change, and we tried just sort of restructuring a lot of it, and this montage sort of was born. There's a lot of things in it. I knew I wanted to use that song because so Mike and Shauna, who owned the house that we were using, Mike's band Osito, this is one of their songs, and I love their music, and I wanted to include this in there somehow. And a lot of just sort of gems came out of this montage. James is improvising in the theater with the karate. None of that was scripted. That was just, we were at the end of the day, and we're like, you know what, let's just get some B-roll. The kicks are one of my favorite moments of the whole thing.
Totally. And I think with the song driving that montage, it allowed us to do a bunch of fun things, like sliding down the rail, like things we didn't have to necessarily explain. It's just what I would be doing if I had the place to myself and I was bored. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the original movie theater scene was significantly longer. There's like I think one of the deleted scenes is like a 3-minute version of it where he actually has dialogue, and there's a lot more going on, and there's this whole thing with he has more props and everything, and so it all just sort of dragged because it just didn't really work with the pacing of it very well. But it turned into this amazing montage, which I love. So
Ooh, did you find it?
Hey Dave, it's me. I'm not gonna come into work tonight. Bobby can cover me.
Oh, sweet pea. My first car. She's seen better days. Careful.
Whoa! Shit.
Hey guys, so I just got off work and I thought it would be the perfect time to do another parking lot video because you guys liked the last one so much. So today I wanted to talk about engines. Well, a specific part of the engine that a lot of people seem to be having trouble finding. I'll show you one in a minute. Some guy in the comments was like,
what if all the hardware stores in the world suddenly run out of supplies and I have no other option?
Why do you keep watching these videos? You know what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
I love that transition.
You had a good day yesterday. You're making progress. Stop it with that thing. Seriously, put that thing away.
Honey, I believe in you. You're not done here. Get back to work.
There was originally dialogue in this scene, or his dialogue, but we cut it out for reasons which I will explain later. Now that, real quick, so that is, I think, the third deleted scene. That was originally a lot longer.
Yes.
We filmed. No,
That was the first day.
Yeah, that was one of the very first things we filmed, and I wanted to just let him do it, let him do his thing, just see how far we could go with it. And we filmed, like, that scene ended up being like, what, 3 minutes or something. It was. I think Brendan finally suggested me, like, what if we tried this? How about we cut it here and make it just, suggest that happened.
I just remember in every single draft of the script how vital it was to see James actually, get his leg impaled on the spike that we now actually never see. Yeah, God, like the weeks and weeks that went into planning that. And then even when we got there, it took, I'd say, like 50 minutes to even set up the box.
Yeah, it took
to even have the spike look convincing and
work out. So
yeah, but also this transition is so vital to this movie because we have so many goofy moments earlier with the extra actors that really flesh out the world, give it a nicer feel, and it's so gradual. And then right halfway through we have this really hard cut on something deeply dramatic and horrifying. Right. Whoa.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, got amazing makeup work there.
Yeah, Colby did an awesome job with that.
Did you ever figure it out?
We did it. We had to do that twice because the first time I didn't bandage just a leg up. We tied the shirt to the leg, and then we undid it, and the whole thing had come off on his pants. And I was like, well, shit. We had to redo that. But Colby is an amazing makeup artist, and she made it look really good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Dave, it's me. I don't think I'll be coming in tonight. Probably the rest of the week for that matter. I'm sure you can find someone else to watch over the building that no one has stepped foot in for 6 fucking months.
No one can hear you.
We bring you back to the ever-growing pandemic coverage with Channel 2 News. Over the past 2 hours, we've seen dozens of hospitals forced into quarantine as
For that last scene, I remember, like, I feel like we did it quite a few times, and I feel like I couldn't really get into it until I was, like, kind of making sure I was hyperventilating. So I remember that, like, just trying to get exasperated before the scene, like, before climbing over it, and just, like, just breathing hella crazy. That was a pretty interesting, like, day, I remember.
any minor cut on anyone can become infected. Information is being held back by authorities, but we are being assured that the ongoing spread of this illness will be contained.
Now wake up.
Work Friday. We can take the first plane on Saturday.
Do you even want to meet my parents?
Of course I do.
Something's wrong.
Take it easy. I gotta get to work, okay?
Honey, it's getting worse. Nothing feels right anymore.
I'm coming home right now.
We didn't really get coverage on this. We sort of just filmed it the one way because I was convinced that it was just going to work out this way. The sequence of events in this was very different in the script. And I think in one of the last passes that me and Brennan did, we decided to do the overlapping footage, and it looks really eerie and super. I love the score in this. Sean Pettis did such a great job with that creepy the like impending doom score.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's perfect with the pills and everything and the whole situation, and yeah, the ghosting.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah. And plus, oh my God, the voiceover work throughout this whole short.
Yeah. I want to give a special shout out to her at the very end and talk all about that, because that was her work on this was went through a lot of stages, but it was not originally a cough. It's just a scary final sound that she makes, and so
Yeah, very honest, very real.
yeah.
We never did make that flight.
Your parents have to know what happened.
What are you gonna say?
Another logo that the Carefree airline that I wish had been more prominent in a shot, but you can still see it pretty well there, and I think that it's I really like all the logos that we made for this, because it just gives this level of authenticity to this world building that we did, and
Your daughter got sick and killed herself, but somehow you managed to survive. How exactly did that happen?
I don't know.
Don't let a little scrape stop you. So, are you just gonna sit there?
That pouch and the bullet were the pouch was definitely in the script earlier on than this moment, but I think I just forgot to film another insert of it earlier on, because I definitely wanted to introduce the mystery of it earlier on. But I mean, it still works overall, but I'd always wished that we had gotten a shot with the pouch earlier on, just to create some mystery in the beginning. But it works either way.
So this is it.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think happens next?
It's been too long. I can try to remember.
More handwritten
but
credits.
My sense of time has lost my trust. It went
And this song was originally written for the film, which
landed us in the gutter.
took some doing to get done,
I
but
know
I'm
this whole town
really happy with how it ended.
is covered in dust. I'm covered in dust, so I fit in fine. I know that I'm gone to a place that is mine, a place that is yours, could be built in time. I'd build it for you. I'd build you a
All right. Wanted to real quick talk about the voice work, just because we threw Sarah through the ringer with this one. Sarah Wintermeyer, she recorded some initial dialogue that was in the script. The voice of the woman and her character sort of went through like 3 different attitudes as things were progressing, because in the script she's very like, she was a little more aggressive. And then we did a second round and she got a little softer, and then Brendan just saying, I don't think this is the tone we want. And so we finally recorded some much more motivating and gentle dialogue, and that was what ended up being in the movie. But it was, yeah, her dialogue in the script is very different than what ended up.
Yeah, I remember the idea there being that, we needed something to contrast how awful the world had become.
Yeah.
And, especially to have something that is purely motivating to match the mindset of our man.
Yeah. Because it was like, it was almost naggy at first, and for some reason when I wrote it, it just worked. I was like, I like this kind of tone.
I think it still is naggy. I thought she came off pretty annoying in this final. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look in that same pile of wires. Of course I am. What the hell? You try looking for the piece.
Oh man, but it was so much more.
It was I don't know, but
yeah. But here I think there's a really good balance between motivating and then a little more insulting, a little more downbeaten, because like I said, it's always matching the tone of the scene, and it's more believable as being completely in the mind as opposed to being a living person.
Yeah, we added a little echo to her dialogue so that we gave a sense of it being in his mind rather than just a straight voiceover, which I think that it's subtle, but you can hear it, and I think it works for sort of like a ghosty voice. Yeah, there were lots of changes, but they were obviously all for the better. Lots of things that we had to cut. So much B-roll. Can I just say that the shots that we got of David, our cinematographer, he went to this abandoned town, which I don't remember what the name of it was, but he spent like 2 full days there just getting shots of everything, and he was like, here, look through all this, and I was like, this is 200 clips, you want me to look through everything? So
I didn't know he went there for 2 days. That's pretty funny.
it may have been 1 day, but it was certainly like he
I like the story of 2 days. That sounds better. You should say 3 days. He stayed there for 3 days getting B-roll.
3 full days of B-roll. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, I'm very. My personal favorite B-roll shot is of the credit of the wide shot of the gas station. I just think that looks beautiful.
When I pull out the little iPod, I remember just really struggling trying to click that thing in a reasonable amount of time, like while still holding it steady. It's a lot tougher than it looks just to get that in there. Like, you just really fuss with it. So I remember watching that and being like, damn, I that was the time I got it right.
I think we chose. I think you did it a couple times in the first time. It seemed you definitely were like fidgeting a little bit more with it.
It was tough. Yeah, it was embarrassing.
God, that junkyard shoot was fantastic. You know, in like the heat of the sun for the entire day. We had our little village set up, thankfully, but I just remember one point where you were talking to the DP. So you had me go off with the rest of the camera crew and a couple BST and just hunt through the entire junkyard for any additional B-roll.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's how we got that shot, the lawnmower. And, God, like I think every single insert actually.
Yeah, every
just from that survey.
Even in the drone, all the
drone shots
footage,
were great.
The opening shot of him walking through, I've used that to death. That's the poster. That's everywhere. That's like the shot now. But that was like, I think the drone was sort of an afterthought almost. It was like when David was like, yeah, I have a drone. I'm like, okay, so bring that every single day because we're gonna use that. And the shots, there was like 3 or 4 shots that he just was going around filming, and we just got some really good stuff of that. And there was also one scene that never made it in that I didn't include in the deleted because it was so small. But in the script was a moment where he looks to the side and sees a cockroach crawling on styrofoam, and I just thought that was. I personally thought that was a perfect moment to encapsulate just. We're in the apocalypse now. That's the only thing that survived. Sadly, I had to kill my darling. I had to kill my darlings, and that didn't make it in. But I still love that shot. So.
I forgot about that completely. Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. I think that about covers everything. There's so many more stories, but we could be here all night. So thank you so much, James and Brendan, for joining me for this lovely commentary.
It's a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.